Hey, you guys, and welcome to the Steele Wars Hyperchat. It is Thursday, the 3rd of September, and I hope this live stream on YouTube or Patreon exclusive audio finds you well. I am Steele Saunders, and I do love Star Wars. Now, first up in the live chat, we've got Modern Sketches. It's trying to convince me that Baby Yoda, Yoju, if you will, was inspired by Rick McCallum. Come on. It's not true, all of it. No, you're wrong there. But we all should find Rick McCallum inspiring in our own way. Baby Yoda, Yoju, if you will, included. There's your deep message for the day. I always like, actually, welcome back to the live stream. If you haven't caught the other ones this week, I'm trying to do this every day, 12 o'clock Pacific, 3 Eastern, 2 Central, Monday to Thursday, do a live stream. So if you are around, if you're listening to this on delay, and you're around those times, jump in the live chat. I will also, take Zoom calls from time to time. Trey Cross says, I won't maybe. I don't know what that's in reference to. But anyway, it's been so much fun to do it each week, and I feel far more engaged in what's happening with the nitty gritty. That's what I want to bring you. For people that are working, don't have time, they're very busy to be following the latest little Star Wars news on Twitter and such, to hear a little wrap up of what's going on. Traycore says 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Isn't that what I said? I hope it is. But yeah, 12 Pacific, 2 Central, 3 Eastern. Catherine Neen, one of our most beloved, I don't want to play favorites, but she is one of our most beloved listeners and viewers. She's in Australia. She put up a poll whether she should be waking up at 5 a.m. to join in the live chat. Don't do that. As someone that has no choice to wake up in the 5 to 6 hour range with a very loud alarm clock, very active. You're breaking my heart. Insert Padme GIF here. Hey, Patrick Boyle in the chat. Hey, I love following the mainstream, or what Google, there's nothing more mainstream than Google nowadays. What they have got for the top Star Wars news of the day. And unsurprisingly, if you're checking out the live stream, you can see this right up now. John Boyega and his interview in GQ are topping the news cycle. If you haven't, I urge you to check out our live stream yesterday with Maria and Les. And we really deep dived into John Boyega's words, what they mean for Star Wars, and what Star Wars can get out of it. Very compelling. I was, very fascinated and more educated at the end. And I thank everyone for their positive feedback about that one. So I find this very interesting. I find it fascinating the way different news outlets report the same thing. And normally it's on, very real world, well, not this is very real world, what we're talking about, but very world event or citywide event, statewide event, you notice this stuff. But in the headlines for this John Boyega interview, it's interesting to see how the headline reads. The Indian Express, which I presume is from India. I'll check on this. Indian Express. It feels like this is a major Indian website. So yes, the Indian Express, they report, John Boyega explains how non-white actors were pushed to the side by Disney in Star Wars, which is a pretty good blurb explanation of the issues John brought up, because it wasn't just about him. It was about Kelly Marie Tran. It was about John Boyega. I saw Michael Rappaport, who is known for his sort of loudmouth movie characters. And that's what he's known for. He sort of had a go at John Boyega about this, saying, "Well, what about, Benicio del Toro? He got sidelined too." And John Boyega's just like, "Oh yeah, thanks. I'll add him to the list." So they get it pretty right. Non-white actors. Collider.com, which is, many of you know, is a pop culture, comic book, movie, TV, news reporting site. They break a lot of stories, and they used to have like a huge array of Star Wars YouTubes and stuff, which I took part in. They come from a very like fanboyish angle, and they say, which is on brand, John Boyega says Finn was pushed to the side in Star Wars. And then you've got Fox News, who are known for what they're known for, and they sort of try to minimize the issue and make it seem a little bit more like it's, oh, he's just upset about him. They reported as John Boyega rips Disney for relegating role of Black Star Wars character. Let's be honest. So I find that fascinating. I find that fascinating how that occurs. What else is in the Star Wars news? There was a couple of. Oh, this is great. Actually, before I get that, I was talking about this. I'm just one thing. Like, in debating Star Wars and what's happening in Star Wars and like the fan culture of Star Wars, it's like a group of disgruntled fans will often say that it's all fake. It's a hoax, that anyone that was involved in Star Wars was harassed racially on social media. Kelly Marie Tran, John Boyega, they think it's sort of like it's all made up to make disgruntled fans look badly. And I see many of those fans really latching on to this article to see John Boyega said The Last Jedi sucks. That's their interpretation. I feel like the true interpretation is all these recent films have issues that are the same issue, and whether you like it or not, you can see that all these boats have leaks. So, and I don't mean Star Wars news leaks. I mean gaps. It is funny to see them really deep dive into that part of the article, or what they perceive as that part of the article, but they believe him about that, but then they don't believe him about the thing that contradicts that is their belief. And my advice, this is what I try to do. Like, Yoda, unlearn what you have learned. If you're hearing, a lot of other, Black actors in the pop culture space have also spoken out. I saw Candace Patton, who's in The Flash, and Ray Fisher, who is in Justice League in the Snyder Cut. They said very similar things have occurred to them. And so what you're hearing, there's a bit of a pattern. Is it like, are all these people making this up, or should you like just reevaluate it and listen to their words? And that's what I try to do. Unlearn what you've learned. I watch the little Star Wars films and try to get something out of it, except all this stuff that's around me, which is good, but it won't help me how to teach my son to be a decent person. So, and I just wanted to highlight this tweet from John Boyega. And this came up on the live feed yesterday, is that, like, how do we as Star Wars fans should we feel guilty that we're enjoying this content? And, you know, we tackled that there. Maria had some very insightful words. I highly recommend you check that out. But John Boyega said along those lines, these conversations and me sharing isn't about a witch hunt. It's about clarity to an anger that can be seen as selfish, disruptive, and self-indulgent. And, you know, you see that on Twitter and Facebook. Oh, he should pull his finger out. You know, he's got his head up his ass, whatever. Obviously, in hopes of better change, bruh. In short, I said what I said. Love to you all. Seriously, your support is amazing. So I feel like that's it's not a battle about which film's better or not. The problems across all the films. Keep your eye on the prize, the big prize. And it's interesting. It's disrespectful. He is ungrateful, is what I have read. Now, he was hired by Disney, Lucasfilm, J.J. Abrams, because they thought he'd be the best person to fill out that role to make them the most money. So it's an agreement. He didn't win the lottery, like a raffle, to be a star in Star Wars. Like they wanted to, and a crass way of saying it, exploit his talents. And, you know, every actor, again, crass, wants their talents exploited. And if you want to call out people for being ungrateful, let's go to this. And that is one of our favorite Jedi Masters, Alec Guinness, who I've read, I did some quick Googling before. He made apparently between $70 to $90 million from being in Star Wars. And one of his quotes is, I shrivel inside each time I can't even say this, it's so hurtful. It's not really. I shrivel inside each time it's mentioned, how Star Wars became Alec Guinness's biggest regret. And, you know, he is quite famous or infamous for really, you know, someone told him he'd seen Star Wars, this little kid, 100 times, and he chastised the little kid. To his credit, such a good actor, still killed it. Like, how much reverence do you have for the Obi-Wan Kenobi character in those films that, you know, an entire other 3 films were built on how much people loved that character? And then sprawling, we're filming a Disney Plus show soon. So that's good. Hopefully very soon. So we're able to overlook that because we're not really judging it. We found it out later on. We love Alec Guinness. He's, you know, yeah, he's a white dude. So they just don't get, or we don't get critiqued as finally, you know what I'm saying? So there's that. I think a couple of days ago, we touched upon the goofy rumors that the reason we didn't have the trailer was for The Mandalorian was its disarray and reshoots and all that. And a lot of people coming out on Twitter that are very well connected saying, you know, I know people and this is not happening. You know, it's coming out, when is it? The 30th of October. So it is as late as possible as they could bring it out in October. But, you know, this is in COVID and they're still pretty much on time. You know, maybe they're a couple of weeks late. It's pretty incredible. It doesn't sound like a giant issue to me. I feel like the giant issue is not being able to go to a set and film anything more or get together in groups. Now, Hal Hickel, who is one of the big wigs down or up at ILM, he said, I enjoy being inside of a project and seeing fan theories, fan excitement, etc., growing as the release date approaches. On the other hand, seeing BS negative scoops that have zero truth in them, giant bummer for those of us busting our asses to finish said projects. It is a product. Let's yeah, we won't beat around the bush. Hey, this just came across Anthony Breznican breaking some DC news, breaking the person who came down with COVID-19 on the set of Batman was Robert Pattinson himself. And I don't know if this is going to be a hack joke in 30 minutes, but look at the mask he's wearing. Wrong end of the head's covered, Patterson. What were you thinking? Let's head to Yakface. Oh, what a Twitter feed. What an Instagram feed is Yakface. And he is sizzling. Landing soon. Hashtag The Mandalorian. Hashtag Star Wars. Hashtag Hasbro. Hashtag TVC. Hashtag Vintage Collection. Image Razor Quest. The Razor Crest from The Mandalorian. Now, I don't collect like any Hasbro stuff, just very special convention items to conventions I go to. That's about it. But as a fan of watching the toys that come out, I go into Target and pretend that's my collection. And admittedly, my collection is very sparse and has a lot of vintage carded Snokes, which, let's face it, I would love a lot of vintage carded Snokes in my collection anyway, so it feels pretty good. But I would love, as a fan of following the line, love to see this, the Razor Crest, like already it's like a top 10 Star Wars vehicle for me as a 3 3/4 inch, big beast, good features, carbonite rack, Yoju, little seat, the knob. Oh, who doesn't love the silver knob? Whew. Would love to see that in 3 3/4 inch. And Troy Cause says, yes, the Target collection. I do that too. Actually, I don't a lot of the time. I was going to say I do that with my friends on Zoom. I look at their collection, pretend it's mine, but they've all got so many bloody Funko Pops. What is it with Star Wars YouTubers and Funko Pops? I just realized I've got for those watching, I've got the Yub Nub t-shirt and the Jerry the Persian Wicket art together. I'm very Ewok centric. So it's either Funko Pops or Ewoks. You decide. You must do what you think is Right. Oh, this is like some adjacent Star Wars news. This is the sort of news we would cover in Star Wars You by podcast with Hawes. And that is Francis Ford Coppola is releasing and re-editing a restored version of The Godfather Part 3 this December. Love The Godfather. I feel like Star Wars is my favorite film series of all time, but I feel like Godfather is the best film series of all time. It is so good that the level that Godfather Part 3 brings the whole series down doesn't even affect the rating. So if they're going to do a Godfather Part 3 special edition, woof, yes. Apparently they're mixing scenes around. It's going to be great. It is going to be at the cinema in December and very quickly going to video on demand. So I am pumped for that. Very, very excited. Oh, this is so funny. How do I make this come up? A couple of days ago this week on the stream, we talked about the High Republic Yoda concept art. And I was sort of like, this can't just be for this comic book. Like, they're gushing about the honor of doing it so much that it has to be there laying the groundwork for something, more mainstream. And Lumberjack Nick, who is a great Star Wars fan artist and a good dude, we share a bit of fatherhood insider tips from time to time. He posted this up. This is so funny. It's the blurb from StarWars.com with the picture of Yoda holding the lightsaber ignited, ignite the green, looking a bit grumpy. And it says, a challenge not to be taken lightly. The goal was to update Yoda, but to be careful and true to the Yoda that we all know and love, says Troy Alders. This has been the first opportunity to update his look and clothing. It felt like a daunting and enormous task or responsibility to embark on and get it right. Now, if you're watching on the YouTube, watch the picture that Lumberjack Nick put next to it. It is of Yoda in Revenge of the Sith, green lightsaber ignited, snarl on his face. They look like it looks like it's just been traced. It's exactly the same, except his cloak is just a little bit different and he's had a haircut. Very odd. This must be leading somewhere massive. I always like to, when something is confusing to me like that, I try to work out what the most rational reason is that something is happening. This is good. I don't know if you heard that. But at Star Wars _Beyond is working on fundraising for a Shadows of the Empire fan film, which is a massive bucket list Star Wars fan thing for me. I like when Shadows of the Empire came out in 97, 6, 8, in the 90s, late 90s, mid. That movie, mid 90s, by the way, about young boys skateboarding in LA, very good. Check that out. But you get to see more of these haircuts. Probably they had cool haircuts in this, but this is very mid-90s haircut. Now, so Shadows of the Empire, it was the promotional event that didn't have a movie. It reminds people of the what is it? The Republic, the rise of the High Republic. The Rise of the Republic. In that they've got this whole big all this stuff coming out, but unlike so far with the High Republic, Shadows of the Empire had action figures and it had a video game. So Star Wars Beyond is fundraising to do a pretty nice looking fan film, and I feel like I want to watch it in like a cartoon or a live action thing. And I kind of feel like for my nostalgia for Shadows of the Empire, Dash Render, Shizor, stinky Shizor with his crazy smells. Don't whiff that, green guy. I feel like a fan film version is the ultimate, most apt way to, the most 90s way to take in Shadows of the Empire. And the fact that it's going to use 2020 technology, I am pumped. So they put up a little sizzle, and I will zoom in, or maybe I'll just make this big. No, maybe I'll just make this small. Sorry, guys, on that are listening to this only. I'm just getting the clip up so we'll all be able to watch it on YouTube. So just a quick 17-second sizzle. So campaign launch and sneak peek. Sorry for that sound coming back on. Damn repetitive Twitter videos. September 20th, they're going to be launching it. More clips. Love it. And he's done a few interviews, podcasts I've listened to. So you should check those out. I think that's almost about it. I've gone about 30 minutes. Tomorrow, I should have up a Q&A, a Patreon Q&A. I'm going to do that on video to put up Fridays. Friday, I'm a full-time dad. So I thought to fill out the week, I'm going to try to do this 5 days a week, and then do some bonus stuff on the weekend. I thought, yeah, I'll put up the Q&A on delay. The live chat will still be there, and you can either watch it live or come back and check it out later. If you want to ask a question on the Patreon Q&A, all the patrons, $1 and up a month, can submit a question. And from $3 and up, you get access to our complete podcast back episode library, over 600 episodes, great interviews with from J.J. Abrams to Ben Mendelsohn, with Corey, the Clone Wars lover, in between. Details, all that good stuff. So $3 and up, you get all that content, as well as all the YouTube stuff on audio in case you don't have time to sit down and watch, as well as our other bonus shows like Star Wars by Podcast, which we're going to premiere a new video enhanced version, episode 20, Saturday night American time. So once that's uploaded, you'll be able to check out the scheduled time, but we'll probably do it maybe 4 Pacific, and which will be 7 in the afternoon. We'll do it to a way, it'll be a time that Australians can get involved as well. So Catherine Neen doesn't have to wake up too early. Hey, and thank you everyone for joining the chat. JG from Space says these daily Hyperchats are fun. Thanks, Steele. They are fun. They are just getting this done every day and interacting with you guys. I'm feeling better. So we could all do with a bit of that. Oh, Star Wars Beyond says, they're in the chat. That's so cool. Hey, Steele, thanks for this. For those wondering, there's some elements purposely removed from the shot. Gotcha. Winky face. So it's the ship's sort of going side to side. I don't know if that's IG-88 ship or not. I feel like it is. And there's something obviously behind chasing it, maybe sending some blaster bolts their way. And I'm guessing it's that Slave One, you guys. That's spoiler alert for those that haven't read the Dash Rendar Wikipedia lately. So yeah, Year by Podcast on Saturday night. Hang out for that. And also, if you are wanting to update your Star Wars wardrobe, merchostore.com, linked in the show notes and on the podcast notes, that sort of stuff. We've got 2 t-shirts up for pre-order. The Yoda Hawk featuring our boy, Baby Yoda, Yoju, if you will, in the classic Tony Hawk, Pal Peralta graphic, my favorite skateboard graphic of all time. And we're doing a pre-order for a rerun of the Yub Nub t-shirt, which I had on this very, very episode. And of course, Star Wars You Buy Podcast is this Saturday night. Super good. Thank you guys so much. I was just checking the chat to see if there was anything extra going on, but it seems like we're all chilling for the day. Huge thanks. Listen, learn, progress. That would be my thought for the year and today. May that force be with you.